What's up guys, it's Clown Fight here. Guys, today I'm just going to be exposing this Dana White, the load of shit that he's saying, man. I don't know what to say about this guy anymore. So, it comes out guys, recently Dana White has been upping the UFC bonuses. So, before the main fight starts in the press conference, you could say over the last couple of events, fighters have shouted out, could you increase the bonuses to 100k, 150k? I think for UFC 300, the bonuses were increased to 300k, which is good, guys. Like, the UFC has a lot of money. It's a billion-dollar company, and compared to boxing, they get paid peanuts. Now, what I want to cover today is Dana White, after the Edwards versus Bilal Muhammad fight in the post-fight press conference, he gets asked about the bonuses that was increased for this fight. So for those of you who don't know, the bonuses were increased to 100k. Usually I think they're 50. If I'm correct, you can correct me on that. Maximum 50, but there's all sorts of different bonuses you can get. But they were up to 100k. And you'll see here Dana White in a second say he's never upping the bonuses again. And the reason for that, guys, is because the fighters didn't perform. This bold fucking bastard, Dana White, saying they didn't perform, so I'm never doing it again. One, the fights were at 5 a.m, guys, 6 a.m. in the UK. This guy didn't want to cater for the UK fans. And then he expects the fighters all to go crazy and give their best performances. You can't always have a crazy performance, but it's like he's throwing his toys out of the pram, in my opinion. So I'm going to show you the clip, then I'm going to give you my say. So let's watch this.
Two more quick ones outside of tonight. You know, every time you get on a press conference, the fighters manage to get you to up the bonuses. Do you think there's an argument that maybe you should just up them to...
I think tonight showed that we should not, no.
Oh.
Upping them doesn't change anything. It doesn't make anybody fight any harder. It doesn't change anything. I'm not doing this again.
Ever.
Today was the last day that I'm doing that.
Look at this guy, guys. He's sitting there with his fucking red smiley face. The company makes billions. He pays his fighters peanuts compared to what boxers get. Like, the contracts that these guys get. Why do you think Francis Ngannou went over to boxing, guys, and got 20 million or whatever, 10, 15 million in his first fight? That was more than his UFC career combined, probably 3 or 4 times more. There's a reason for it, guys. These are under contract. They don't pay the fighters well. And now he's squabbling about he's not upping the bonuses for like 100k here and there. He's not doing it again. This guy, Dana White, needs to get a slap, in my opinion, guys. I don't know what to say.
Yeah. Not saying that in the future the bonuses couldn't get up, but I'm not going to be at a press conference and say 200, 300, fucking never again. Never again. So you can thank everybody on this card for that.
Damn, dude.
Yeah. Nobody fought any harder. There was no sense of urgency. Holy shit, I want the 100,000.
3 a.m.
7 straight. Who gives a fuck? It's fucking 7 o'clock in Vegas. So
this geezer doesn't give a shit about the UK, guys. So just for you guys who do watch UFC, I'm a massive UFC fan, guys. But for me, I've just seen disrespect from Dana White here. They bring the event, guys, to the UK. They don't even cater for UK time. They make the fans go there to watch the fight at 3 in the morning, 1 or 2, 3 in the morning. Don't finish till 6 a.m. Top of that, you get all the fighters that had to reacclimate, change their time, sleep time, to be in American time when you're here in the UK. It's a slap in the face. They come here once a year and they want to cater for their pay-per-view American audience, guys. This is when, you know, guys, when a company doesn't give a fuck about its audience. This is clear, blatant Dana White exposed for the guy he actually truly is, guys. He doesn't pay his fighters. He doesn't give a fuck about the fans. And he goes, why didn't they perform? The reporter clearly said, yo, it was 3 a.m, man. Like, he goes, you can blame everyone on this card for not me upping the bonuses because no one thought like they had any sense of urgency. Yeah, you fucking prick. If you put the time at fucking 8 a.m. UK time, you might have got some good fights. There's a lot of fighters on the cards, guys, that said it was a struggle for them to adjust the time period. Leon Edwards, guys, I'm not making excuses for him. He lost to Bilal Muhammad. Bilal Muhammad beat him. But he did say the time change. He's felt tired all week. I'm not saying that's an excuse because Tom Aspinall definitely beat his opponent. But, guys, I'm not being funny. That time change for a fighter, it definitely would affect some fighters. And forget the fighters, even the fans, guys. I wanted to go down to this event, but I was not able to because of that time. It would have just been too hard to go at that time, and they can't even make the exception, guys, to put their events on at UK time because they're not earning enough in their pay-per-view. even though Americans would get to see their fights around 2 a.m. in the afternoon or 1 a.m., still all right. It's still in the morning. I'm pretty sure a lot of fighters would still buy the pay-per-view, but these guys just want to make sure their numbers are hit. Dana White is a cunt, in my opinion, guys, and he needs to get exposed. Look at this guy.
Whatever. Yeah. Never again.
Okay, and last
7 straight fucking decisions. Yeah. The 100,000 was a real big fucking woohoo. Let's get it, boys. Fuck that shit. Never again.
Okay.
7 decisions in a row, you fucking bold moron. What do you think's gonna happen when you make these fighters fight at fucking 3 a.m., 4, 5 a.m. when they're UK-based fighters? You think they're gonna just be able to just get up and go crazy? Guys just chats too much shit, guys. It's just a slap in the face, in my opinion. So I just had to expose this guy. Let me know your thoughts below, guys. What did you feel about the time change, guys, for the UK fans? Do you think it's good that they're doing these fights at 4, 5, 6 in the morning, or do they need to change this? Because the only way they're gonna change it, guys, is if you boycott them, guys. I would not go to a UFC event at that time. I wouldn't even buy the pay-per-view. This guy needs to get exposed for what he truly is. He's a cheating, sly, I don't want to say the last word, but you know, the C word. He's one of those guys, and he doesn't care about his fighters, guys. He doesn't care. Now, there was another story where he let a fighter called Muhammad Mokaev get cut from the UFC. And so, guys, I want to touch up another thing that a lot of you guys might not know about. So there was a fighter called Muhammad Mokaev who was fighting on the card. He's an undefeated fighter. He's a prospect. He's from the UK, and he was fighting a guy called something Kape. Yeah, so he was fighting a guy called Manel Kape. Now, before the fight started, guys, these lot had a massive build-up before they got to the event. From what I know, guys, they had beef behind the closed doors. They were attacking each other. I think even in the changing rooms, they over the last couple of weeks, I think Manel Kape attacked Mokaev with the headbutt, and then Mokaev was not able to get to Manel Kape. So what he did is he said to Manel Kape, let's squash the beef, and let's take a photo. So Manel Kape, they were both Muslims, so they both said, look, let's squash the beef. There's no point in us fighting. They take a photo, and after that photo, Mokaev sucker punches Kape in the back of his head, and tried to rush him basically. And Mokaev went online. Kape went online, says, "Yo, you broke your word. You said you were gonna cool the beef, but what sort of I think he said, what sort of Muslim or something are you? You say one thing, but you done something else. You're not a real man." And Mokaev came out saying, "Yeah, I did sucker punch him. The reason is I was not gonna be able to get to him. There's no way he can headbutt me and get away with it." So, guys, it's a sly tactics. And guys, throughout the fight build up, even in the weigh-ins, these guys couldn't be separated. Now, in terms of the fight, when they actually got in the cage, it's the first time I seen that the people had to jump in the ring because they couldn't risk letting the fight start. Even when they were doing the introductions, these guys wanted to go at it, so they had to stay in the ring until the referee was ready to say fight, and then slowly everyone backed out. But that's never happened. And guys, the worst thing is, the fight, it was a boring fight. They didn't go for it. They were all very cautious. They didn't want to lose. And Dana White here rips into Muhammad Mokaev, and he cuts him from the UFC. It's the craziest thing I've seen, guys. He cuts his contract and he says, "You're not fighting in the UFC ever again due to your boring style." Even though the guy is an undefeated fighter, he's probably one of the biggest stars upcoming in flyweight division. They've had some disputes, and I'm just going to give what Dana White said, and I'm going to give you my take after it. So let's hear this.
And what did you make of the Mokaev and Manel Kape drama? Like, they had that run-in at the PI, they had that run-in at the hotel.
There was so much bad shit that happened in the behind the scenes with that thing. And yeah, not good.
Mokaev said that his contract is up, and he made this interesting remark that said someone at the UFC told him to stop shooting for these takedowns so much, and maybe he'll get this contract that he wants. Is that true? And what do you think he'll bring him back?
So basically, the managers at the background, they said, "Look, you got a flyweight division. You haven't lost, but your style is a little bit boring. If you want us to bring you back, make your style a bit better, let your hands go, fight more." Which, in my opinion, guys, I don't know if that's the right thing to do, because if you've got a style and you're winning, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're the most boring fighter, but people are still going to watch you. This sport is about skill as well, but I don't know. It seems like Dana White's changed his tune. He wants to see people that are not kind of like going for decisions. He wants people to change their style. And yeah, he addresses it here, which I don't know. I found it a little bit funny, but let's see what he says.
Yeah, that's what we tell guys. We tell guys how to fight and tell them we've been doing this for a long fucking time. I'm sure one of the matchmakers probably said something to him or whatever, but yeah, the matchmakers aren't big fans of his for many different reasons, and not just there's a lot of people who shoot takedowns in this business. You know, a lot of guys that fight with that type of style, but it's a lot more than just that. But
so basically, Dana White admits it is to do with the style, but it's a lot more to do with something else. That they're getting rid of him. I'm guessing it's probably the stuff that's happening in the background, guys. He's probably made it hard for the UFC and stuff. So it's crazy, guys. But let's carry on.
Mokaev is the guy that you'd want to bring back to the UFC because he said his contract is totally done now.
yeah, he is. He's under contract. He's not under contract anymore.
Okay, but would you be interested in keeping him around in the fall?
I think the PFL is going to get a great undefeated guy.
Really?
Good luck to him.
So Dana White just said it straight, guys. He says the PFL are going to get a great undefeated guy. Good luck to him. Guys, first of all, the PFL don't even have a flyweight division. I don't think they do. So this is basically Dana White giving Muhammad Mokaev a slap in the face, saying, mate, your fighting style was shite. You had a big build up to the fight. You said all this, you said all that. We don't like your style. The matchmakers don't like you. This is how ruthless the UFC can be, guys. If they want to cut you guys, they're going to cut you. And that guy was undefeated. He's never lost. You could say he's like, I'm not saying he's Khabib sort of level, but he was in that Khabib sort of range, the way he was fighting. He wasn't losing, but his fights are not the most entertaining. He definitely just tries to win, which is it's part of the sport. And there have been a lot of people that have said this is wrong for the UFC to do this. He's a star and you're cutting him because of his style. But I heard he's getting cut, so that's actually crazy. But let's carry on.
What about Manel? Because we saw even before the fight even started, he was trying to run it. Muhammad Mokaev, the security had to get in there before the first bell even rang.
Yeah, because just so much dumb shit is happening. I mean, we couldn't even have a face-off. But it was one of those typical kind of fights. We've all seen this before over the years. I can't wait to get to you. I can't wait to get to you. Oh, I'm going to fucking kill you. And then 5 minutes and they don't do anything for the first 5 minutes of the fight. I mean, it's just... We kind of figured that's how that fight would go. It's, historically, that's how they go.
And last one on this, when you said the PFL is going to get...
So Dana White basically, as I said, they were arguing back and forth, and then in the ring, they didn't actually fight. So, in my opinion, it's still a little bit unfair to cut someone, guys. And the sad part is Muhammad Mokaev has been on Instagram and social media begging to stay. Please, hopefully they can renew my contract. But from what I know, Dana White's already made the decision. Muhammad Mokaev has been cut from the UFC, which is madness.
An undefeated fighter. Is that his fighting style? Is that he's asking for too much money? Why?
None of the above. Listen, for whatever reason, the stuff that played out here over the last several months, it started at the PI and other stories of this breaking out, plus many other things. These guys don't want to re-sign him.
And then last one for me.
So the matchmakers don't want to resign him probably due to the backstage stuff that's been going on. Again, I told you that Muhammad Mokaev had an issue with one of the guys. He called the guy and he said, let's cool it. And then he sucker punched him. Now, I don't know what to say to that, guys. You could say it shows what type of character it is. If you're going to cool the beef with someone and then after you're going to just say, oh, I had to do that so I can get you back. It shows you're a sly type of guy. But I don't know this Muhammad Mokaev guy. I didn't know, but from what it appears, there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, and Dana White and the UFC are not having it, so they're just gonna cut him from the UFC entirely, which is you can't really say much, but Dana White is not fucking about, guys. But yeah, guys, I did expose him a bit again. Do I think this is fair? Probably not, guys, but at the same time, they may have their reasons. But you let me know what your thoughts, man. Dana White here, though, I definitely did have to expose him with the time difference, guys. The guy's just throwing his fucking shit out of the pram. But with Mokaev, guys, you let me know your thoughts below. Should Muhammad Mokaev have remained in the UFC, or should he have gotten caught. But yeah, guys, that's just gonna be my video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.